Hey! Welcome to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. This is the place where we help you unravel social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, and everything in between that directly or indirectly affects us in the millennial world around us. If you're hearing my voice for the first time and are the kind of person who is not scared of being a better version of yourself, even if it requires you to contradict who you were 24 hours ago, consider this your virtual home. I am your host, Nabuguzi Kiwanuka, a lawyer, founder, team lead of Equate Foundation, an addict and lover of insightful conversations, and a professional unraveler of social constructs. This episode is a continuation of the previous one. It should have been Uprooting Feminism Stereotypes Part 2, but I unfortunately did not name the previous one Part 1. So since the podcast is about unraveling social constructs, we are going to call this particular episode Unravelling Feminism Stereotypes. Let's get into it.
Leaves and masala spices. This one needs some Irish influences.
Well, I think you need to get yourself coffee too,
You know that Irish
that one
coffee is that spiked.
It's like really correct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the one we need to be sitting to deal with that situation.
To deal with the situation.
You're back.
It has back. Really riled you.
Yeah, that is.
I was dumbfounded, but it also comes to a place of feeling like, yes, you get to an acceptance of, yeah, some men are trash, and then some are trash and others, So we're continuing with the previous conversation, going through the stereotypes of feminism.
Mm-hmm.
We left off at 4. The receipt.
It's all right.
If you haven't listened to the previous 4 stereotypes, you need to jump onto it because you may not even understand how we're coming to this. You need to pause this and then jump back.
Yeah.
Go from the start. Go from the roots to really understand what we're about. And so do we jump straight to 5?
Yes.
We want to be like men.
Why? If that is something people think, I'd like to understand why is being the man the way to be.
I think they imagine the man is the outspoken one. He is the one that has the opinions. He is the one that can stand for himself. He is the one to check dysfunctionality.
Stereotype number: loud,
obnoxious, and opinionated. Yeah.
So apparently we are not allowed to be that.
Yeah,
but
and men
we want to be that because men are that.
Possibly. Yeah, actually. Because we're supposed to be.
Is that not like is it called a circular argument?
Yeah.
Is it called nonsense? Is it called unrealistic? Over like how do we put a name to this particular conundrum that being a man is the way to be, but when I do the thing that the man does is not the thing to be.
Yeah.
Like as in. Explain me. Help me.
I feel when you asked that, it threw me, like, you guys get to ask some questions and they just throw me back to a different thing.
They also have receipts.
This one doesn't have receipts. This one does it. Let me see.
What did you say?
No, it doesn't.
It's okay.
This one doesn't.
It's okay.
This one doesn't.
It's okay.
So I was having a conversation with a cousin of mine, and I think we were talking about cheating or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said that, but for a woman, you can't cheat. And my question was why? Not that I condone it, but I wanted to really understand where does it come from with this kind of opinion.
Yeah.
And then he said, for a guy, I mean, guys do that. But for a woman, you lose respect. And my question was, when you look at cheating and its implications, are they called implications? Is implications the right word?
Among other things.
or the things that cheating comes with, yeah? Do they change? Because if it's a marriage, your family is broken, either way. Although some, but it's still broken. Even when a woman keeps silent, there's a broken relationship. Okay, let me just say a relationship. A relationship is tested in that moment. If you go out and cheat and bring a disease, both a man and a woman can do that. They bring diseases into relationships. What else? But I kept asking Kim questions in relation to what cheating can bring on the table, because it doesn't vary. And now for me, my sort of, the way how I sort of closed it off was, are you saying that it is very okay for you guys to be promiscuous? Is it a masculine thing for you to be promiscuous? Like, are you listening to yourself? That you can't be moral?
My friend, you need to sow your wild oats in the fields of the ever-waiting virgins that are just clamoring for your attention, without which, or however could they function, without you coming into their lives.
See the poet.
It finally comes out.
Let me tell you why this is a particularly triggering statement for me.
Yeah.
One, like I said, I happen to be a married person. And so what you're telling me by saying that, if I should personalize it.
Yeah.
Let me take it personal for a moment.
Yeah.
And I'll come back.
You're allowed to do that.
Yeah. So you're telling me I can't cheat. But he can cheat and he is allowed.
He is
allowed
to do it. Yeah. Because you lose respect.
I need respect.
How did he say it? He said it in this thing of
that if I cheat,
you guys are
respect.
moral. What is this supposed to?
Wait, when he's cheating with who or what?
Good point.
When he's cheating with another woman.
Supposed to
is he cheating? Like, what is he cheating with? What is the result? The person who is receiving the cheat.
Does she have the morals?
Is it a woman?
Because
a
if
human
she
being?
knows that you're cheating.
Oh, so it's.
I'm actually asking.
Okay.
Does she?
Here's the thing. I think the argument should come from a place of sexuality. Because the idea here is people think women can't cheat. I don't think it's even about morality.
Yo, I read.
It's about people imagining that I do not have a heavy sex drive.
Oh, God forbid. God forbid. So sorry. We shall pray for you.
I need redemption on this day. Pray and fast. That's where it's coming from.
I'm sorry for jumping on your question.
We're saying men are allowed to be promiscuous because they have a higher sex drive. You know, and the rest of us, I mean, the notion is, women are monogamous. We can only be with one man at a time.
Yeah.
We are very, very emotional people, so we can't have sex, with someone we don't love. All that stupidity going on.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
it's things like that. So they're trying to tame our sexuality on the one hand, and that's again where the morality thing comes in.
Yeah.
Where they're saying a woman should keep her marriage together, or selling virginity, like keep yourself for your man. It's a gift. Like my virginity is a gift. Like we are not allowed to just enjoy sex.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the traumas of trying to get married.
So listening.
Apparently, the advice.
Both of us are attentive.
You're attentive. Yeah. Listen up.
The
Take notes.
Masterclass.
Now, look at me talking like as if I've been married 40 years.
You've experienced it.
Yeah, we've experienced the process. Anyhow,
Yeah.
what I was told. I'm not saying that is the correct thing. Just let me give you the story. What I was told. A woman's job is to keep her home.
Yeah.
Keep her husband.
First and foremost.
Please, of everything you do, number one, that home and that husband and the children, should you have them, which you must also look to have them quick.
Ouch, quick.
What are you sitting in marriage for if you're not having children?
Yeah, but then I've seen that
What
whereby
are you sitting in marriage for
I've
if
seen
you don't
that.
have children and baby?
The pressures from
Even in our own cultural context, when do they pay dowry? After the first born.
After the first born child.
You don't go paying dowry when you don't have children. For whom? For where? How?
No, but is that marriage?
You know, give.
No, but
Because at the stage of traditional marriage, you give in the dowry.
no.
Okay, that's
you
ours
are
anyway.
kidnapped from the stream.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You are taken to the man's house.
Yeah.
After which, they will come and tell your parents, we have somebody's child here. Here are 3 cows, so that you know where she is.
Yes.
Oh.
You will stay there. You will do the wife.
So the 3,000 on dowry.
No, that's that's like a receipt.
Yeah, we are saying we acknowledge.
The acquisition of the said woman. So that at least the parents know that she has not disappeared into the forest.
Yeah.
And then once you have a child, now they come back and say, hey, we have married.
You have proven your fertility.
You are fertile.
Your womanhood.
You have proven, essentially, you have proven your worth and your currency in said marriage.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Are we understanding each other?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so that's one problem. Anyhow, so when you're getting married, you're told it is your responsibility, you singular, you as the woman, person.
Not the other person. Not your partner.
You. It is your job, your responsibility to make sure that that marriage works. That man is happy. That you provide children for that man, and that home remains spick, spot, span, or whatever it is a home remains to say. Senior?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. How do you then do this? Whatever that man says is the law.
Ouch.
There is the law of God, there is the law of the state, and then there's the law of the husband. And then maybe somewhere in there they might throw you in 1 or 2 things. Number 3, no, that's 2. Number 3,
That was.
once you're in that home,
Yeah.
please do everything, I mean everything within your power to make sure everything is smooth. Don't stress him.
Don't what?
Don't stress him. Don't be the source of stress in his husband's life. Be the peace he needs when he comes to home. When he comes home, he should feel at peace. Don't be asking.
Don't ask questions.
Don't be asking him questions like, where are you coming from at this hour of the night? He's working hard for you and your children.
Oh my God.
In fact, if you say you have problems with your husband, they will ask you,
What aren't you doing?
Is he feeding you? Huh? Is he taking care of it? Is he taking care of you? Has he killed you? You're eating, your child is eating. What is your problem? What is your problem?
The partnership is broken.
Are we understanding each other?
What problem?
Which partnership? This is a sole proprietorship. Here. This is a sole
I cannot
proprietorship.
manage.
His work is to
cannot
bring
manage.
you money
Brings the money.
and materials and the seed to go. You know, as a woman, you receive and then you give back multiple folds.
Tenfold. Never.
1,000-fold.
Yes.
Yeah. Your work is to multiply whatever you get from the man. If he gives you seed, produce children.
Oh.
If he gives you building materials, produce home. Yes. So, please, just don't stress out. Just be cool, be calm. Yeah? He's feeding you, he's paying the things, you're alright. And if God forbid anything should happen to him, please don't leave him when he's in trouble. If he cannot provide, be the provider.
Yeah.
Do all the things, yeah?
But then, how are you
as a person who
providing
is
if
getting
if you're supposed to be like? Because this sounds like you're supposed to be.
I told you you're not supposed to
benign.
stress him. This is the golden rule. You need to understand these things in order, Chiwan. Please understand them.
On the
Don't
days
say
when you
that.
say my name
Don't
fully.
be the cause of problems. Please, don't. Why are you stressing your husband? For who? Why? Please don't. So the idea is that you're socialized, you're told, you're taught. wewe ndo unashikilia hiyo nyumba. You're the one who is holding that house.
Yeah.
His work is just to be like, I'm here, I've brought the money, let's do this thing, let's have some sex, let me see, tomorrow I'll be whatever, very bad. Now, that is how most people are socialized into marriage. That, and then not only that, and if you don't agree with that, my dear, you must get married. No ifs, buts, or whens about it. You must get married.
Yeah.
So, back to Akoth's point of not being sexual beings. First, when you're seated as a young child, don't mess with boys. Boys are evil. Boys are the devil. Don't deal. When you get to a certain age, please find a man.
Oh, yeah.
Please, after marrying, keep him. Do everything you need to do. Keep him in the bedroom, in the kitchen, in the house. Do everything. Your job. And if he leaves, you are the
problem. Yeah.
Are you understanding each other? That is the socialization that happens.
The burden.
So even when you're going like, oh my gosh, bridal shower, these are the things you're told.
At the bridal shower.
How to keep your man.
These are the books that are written.
Yeah.
These are the talks.
There is that book that I've been trying to read.
To help you.
I keep trying. Yeah, I've been trying to read, but I keep falling off.
And then you must keep
It's called Fascinating Womanhood. I don't know if you guys have seen that book.
It was on our reading list for
I keep
when we were preparing to get married. We have a reading list, and that is one of the
there's a reading list?
Yeah.
Hey, it's serious.
There's a
My friend, honest. I'm telling you. When I tell people I got married, I'm like, I legit did the whole thing. Imagine we got married. That's why I say I happened to be married, because these are miracles. You can't believe me. If I got married, to get married. We got married in 2015. If you would have told me in 2013 or even in 2012 that you would go and marry somebody and sit, who?
Yeah.
Me, in fact, I was the opinion, I am not getting married.
Yeah.
I'm not giving birth. If by some miracle I get married, I'll be one of those people who get married later in life, in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s.
That was your view.
That's what I knew my life would be.
Yeah.
That's what I knew.
Yeah.
So when this just came and like,
I've been abducted from my life.
So I'm thankful. Like the thing I am thankful for is that one, we had a relationship before the marriage, and then I want to marry you. We were friends. So you get to know the person as a person when they're not trying to impress.
Yeah, true.
So I'm thankful for that. And then furthermore, I'm also thankful to be with somebody who can think for themselves and do for themselves and doesn't ascribe to these stereotypes or
what society expects him to do. Yeah.
So in that case, I am telling you, I dodged a bullet, and I'm thankful for that. But the thing you have to understand is that the socialization that it is upon you. So you see, when you have all your life you've been told, it's upon you to make sure that this marriage is together, even when it is by no fault of your own that things go sideways. The guilt is on me. I was the one who was given the mandate to keep this thing together, and it's no longer together. So in any other situation, explanation, I failed, which is really unfair. And then back to your point of the sexuality of a woman, or how it's supposed to express itself, because fine, at some level you're like, okay, these people are going to have sex, let's at least figure out the kind of sex they have. Let's police that. So please don't get married if you're not a virgin. Please don't get married if you're not a virgin.
Thank you.
Please, my people, I'm helping your life now.
Well, at least I will. At least I will.
At least I will.
Like,
that's the thing. The thing is, you have to be a virgin to
I am. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like you should have told me this before you started this conversation.
I tell you. But go on. But the thing is, basically, you as a sexual being is only allowed in so long as it does not threaten the comfort
of the man,
of whichever man. It does not threaten the comfort of your dad, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, your whoever, your neighbor, the boy you're even sleeping with. Basically, your sexuality is only okay for so long as it does not threaten any man.
Yeah.
You know, when you are listing all these men, talking about the father, the brother,
because the father will be cheating.
Bridgerton.
Like some dude.
You remember Bridgerton? How the brothers were fighting for the sister?
Can you imagine?
That the man was going to, what did they say?
Destroy her reputation, I think.
Purity, something of that kind, or chastity, or
And all
like
that.
you're going to be, they're going to take away your purity. How dare you? Way.
Things are thick, I'm telling you. So anyhow, back to the thing. The fact that men are the only ones, quote unquote, allowed to cheat.
Yeah.
And we have internalized that so much that even us as women, cheating isn't so bad.
Yeah.
You can get over it. No, it's not that bad. I mean, of all the things that a man can do, cheating.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's not a terrible. That's the one that is terrible. That a person can do to you. But you see, we've internalized it so much that we say, in fact, it's even a badge of I stayed.
Yeah.
I stayed.
And
Even though
and we go on social media talking about how she's a strong woman.
I was there.
I have a problem with that term, strong woman.
Exactly, because
it comes with us. I don't know. Right?
Yes. So, like for
It's
me,
crazy.
it was very tricky because you're like, guy, what if this happens to me?
Yeah.
Because me, I'm not 100% sure, and this is the saddest part. I'm not 100% sure if I would immediately leave. Like I have terms and conditions on that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, if he does this, it's a straight no. Me, I'm out. If he does this, me, I'm out. But if he cheats, I have terms and conditions.
Yeah.
It's like
if he cheats and he's the first to tell me, or if it's just a one night stand, it
sounds like a repentant person.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And that is honestly how I feel.
Yeah.
So this thing is already in me. Me who thinks I'm all that hot. And I'm very advanced. I'm thinking that way because we have made it okay for men to cheat.
Yeah.
Because they are the sexual beings in charge of their sexuality. It's okay for them to use us, but it's not okay the other way around. Because if a man is cheating on you, who is he cheating on you with? That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah. With who?
A woman loses her respect if she cheats. You are cheating. So are you saying you're disrespecting every woman who is not your wife?
Ouch.
Because if you're losing respect, somebody is either taking that respect or disrespecting you by the act of you being the person I'm cheating with.
Yeah.
And then we are encouraged that even if the person cheats and you have to leave two women in the house, have peace between the two of you. It's not on the man to keep the peace. You two should figure it out. Arrange yourselves accordingly.
Or I'll leave you and find someone else.
See, we'll be brought for a third one. So let's keep the peace so they don't bring us a third
Oh
one.
my goodness. You guys, I can't manage.
No, wait. No, if any lies have been detected, please.
it's true. It's actually true.
So things are thick. So if you're able to find somebody that you can relate to on some level and you're able to dodge a bullet, it's a breathe a sigh of relief. But also check your own beliefs. Because even me, I have to check my own beliefs of like, what if it happens?
Yeah.
Like, will I stay? Will I bounce? Will I, like, what will I do? Will the feminist in me, I have to teach him a lesson.
Which lesson?
You know? Or will I be like, lucky me also, I kind of love the guy also.
Yeah.
Or we've been together so long.
And most guys can't stand it.
Yeah, so
You cheat half a second and they're out.
because
The
you are
ego
not
is-
allowed to cheat. I am allowed to cheat.
Yeah.
You as the woman cannot cheat. Because how dare you tell me that I am not enough for you as a man? If I have a bigger sexual appetite than you. How? Oh my gosh, that I want sex. That I also feel like I want sex.
It's actually an attack on their sexual
No.
beings.
I am not allowed to have sex when I want. I am allowed to have sex when you want it. If you're not in the mood, you're not having sex that day. Me, if I'm not in the mood, you have to figure out how to get in the mood and get this done.
Yeah.
What?
And if you don't get it done, he'll go out and get it where he can.
Oh, you have to be on your toes.
So you have to
If I
figure
don't
out.
give it, he's going to. Oh my goodness, that's sick.
You see, I'm telling you, this sexuality thing is messed up in more ways than you can imagine. And we are so indoctrinated to it that we don't even recognize when it happens. Because we have normalized it. Normalized it. So in my defense, one, back to the question at hand, I do not want to be a man.
Yeah.
I do not envy men. I am fine as being a woman. I enjoy myself. I will continue to enjoy sex as it comes.
Yeah.
Because I believe sex is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I believe they say the best thing since sliced bread. No, sex is the best thing since sex. It's a wonderful expression of two people. It's a nice way to get out stress. If you're feeling froggy, if you're doing what, have some sex, you know,
It's a
enjoy
form
yourself,
of
be safe, get consent.
Form of worship.
But
The body was meant to
do
feel
your
good.
thing because
Yeah.
whew, I feel hot. I feel hot.
Let's switch on the
But
AC.
Feminism is not anti-men, because feminism is not fighting men. Feminism is fighting structures and economic structures, to be specific. I know people think feminists wake up every day to fight men. No, honey, you're not. No, it's not you. It's the structures that you are privileged enough to, you know.
Like, why are they prioritizing themselves? We're fighting something completely different, and they're putting themselves at the forefront.
It would be way easier.
You should do the same.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true. It would be way easier. I like the idea of having male allies, because for me it is actually very fundamental to feminism.
Yeah.
Because it's telling men at the end of it, it's just about capitalism. We are here saying capitalism is not working for men either. Capitalism at this very minute only works for the 1%. And even then, I mean, look at the rest. Everyone else is not in the 1%.
Yeah.
Whether you're a man or a woman, no, it's not working for you. So, yeah, please, man, join the fold. We need you in.
I want to be a human being.
You have said it.
Yeah.
I want to be a human being. I don't want to be looked at as a subhuman, or, you know,
Second-class citizen.
Second-class citizen.
Yeah.
That's what feminism. It's bringing us to the level. Like, I can't even imagine myself saying it's bringing us. Like, it's supposed to be there, you know. Like, I don't like the fact that we get to be fighting for obvious things.
Yeah, I think also
It's tiring. It's tiring.
Because I feel a perfect world would be, okay, one of the ways a world could be perfect is that there was no need for feminism. And I don't mean that you can carry on being evil human beings. No, but that we are actually treating each other with a basic level of respect, and knowing that this person is capable in and of themselves to do their things the way they want to do their things. Just that.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of world where we don't have to have somebody tell you, remind me, and yeah, imagine just be a good human being. I think is the thing. And yes, we call it feminism, we call it equal rights, we call it, we have so many names.
It's just being
Just
a human.
be
Actually, I call myself a humanist. Like, don't categorize me. I'm just a human. I'm advocating for rights that a human being is supposed to have, and I am cognizant of the fact that I'm a human being. I don't want to be reminded that I have boobs, and therefore I shouldn't get these rights. I don't want to be told that because your hips are round, you can't lead. You know, I don't want to be reminded of that. I want to take positions because of my credibility, not because of my body structure or what I tick on the, what are those forms, you know, female. I don't want to be reminded of that. So the sixth stereotype is actually the same as closely the same as the fifth. We want to be treated like men. I don't know, it's still coming to want to be treated like human beings, you know. You can't believe, let me tell, I don't know what restrictions you had in the African traditional society, but in Buganda, a man, or rather a woman, was not allowed to eat chicken. Yes. And
whole chicken.
You couldn't. You don't.
Actually have certain pieces of the thing.
No, you couldn't eat chicken. You couldn't eat eggs. Anything that looks like it's a luxury kind of sauce, you wouldn't partake of it.
So what are you eating if you're not eating the chicken?
Bitter herbs. Like, we're not supposed to have a test of the good things. What
would happen if we get a taste of these good things? What do you think would happen?
I don't know.
I'd like to see that.
Maybe we'll demand, or maybe I don't know.
We don't have them.
Yeah, right.
That's a good one. No, I think it's gizzards that we have in the chicken.
Oh, we also have that thing whereby. No, wait. Wait. Now I have to get into the anatomy of the hen. Yeah. How many gizzards exist in a hen? Just one, right?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we call that nkoko nkulu in Luganda, and it's actually supposed to be eaten by the man.
Yeah, even here it's the thing.
I think as times went on advancing, they were like, okay, now you can eat the chicken, but nkoko nkulu is supposed to be for the man.
Actually, I remember.
And then I was in my cousin's home, and they were fighting with the husband.
Oh, but who gets treated?
Like, she called us to the dining because I was seated we were in the sitting room with the husband, and then I think, did she come from the bedroom or somewhere? Then she went to the dining, she was like, you guys, food is ready. And now when you're in someone's home, you also don't want to act like, I'm hungry. You have to give yourself respect. So I stayed seated, waiting for the husband to at least stand up. The man of the house. Let me not join my sister who is rebellious. I want to
play it out.
There should be somewhere. There should be a representative in the family who is. So we took long, and she was like, if you find the food finished, it's your problem. So we went to the dining, and I think he was looking for it, and she was like, you're looking for the gizzard? I'm finished it. I was like, surely. Yeah. And we're there at the dining. For me, that was the very first time I get shocked by my cousin's husband, because to us he's quiet, and there they were fighting. They're picking pieces of chicken from each other's plates. And I was like, what is this?
Okay.
And in another home, that's abominable. You wait for the man to come and first serve himself. It doesn't matter if you're hungry or not. If he has taken long to come to the dining, that's your problem, that you're seeing that he's taking long. You have to wait for him to get there, serve himself, and then the rest gets served. Or not serve himself, serve him. And then the rest get to be catered for.
It's very funny. I remember there was a time, like even in our house, it was just a thing. So you wouldn't even find yourself touching it, but get so curious. So every now and then it's like we had like a rotating. So, and my mom would really like go all out, like she would only make gizzards for my dad.
Yeah.
You know, when you started buying, now you get just the gizzards. So hey, put the thing. So even I was like, I want to taste this thing. Nobody told me I can't eat, but I just knew it's supposed to be for my dad.
Yeah.
Or for my brother.
You grow. Oh yeah.
So, because even if there was leftover, my bro would go and eat them.
And no other person.
It's not like we decided. It's not like anyone told me, no, you can't eat gizzards. Is that?
You just see what's
around you. Nobody said that you can't eat. So I remember there was that time, I think my bro wasn't around, and then I saw the gizzards on the plate, and then my sisters were distracted. I said, let me go and eat these things. Hey, what's the hype? And my mom used to make those things.
Yeah.
And she was left fancy. She just put curry powder, a little bit of oil, and the onions. Anyhow, so I went and I ate, and I was like, now what will happen?
Yeah.
What happens? Will I grow man parts?
Oh wow.
Are they supposed to be helping their man parts or no?
Yeah.
But nobody chastised me for eating the leftovers. So I said,
Oh, they found out that it was.
See, I was being seen eating them. So we just asked it was. You know the thing about us, it was free game. Whoever got to eat first. Yeah. And then now, I used to plan because I'm the last born.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just used to be around, so you wouldn't even get to where they are. Yeah. So you need to position yourself.
Yeah. For opportunities.
For opportunities.
Thank you.
Yeah. And And then I remember there was a time. No, so at this time I wasn't in.
Opportunity falls on the person who is ready.
I went and bought gizzards. I just went and bought them.
Yeah.
I was making my own money now. I went and cooked them. And I ate them. And I was like,
I have arrived.
felt I need a beer. Wash this down. I got a stupid sense of achievement. I can't explain why.
You see why I was saying that I sort of distance myself from the topic itself. Like growing up in the household with just women, my grandmother's home. Like if she would be cooking, if I was in the village and she was in the kitchen, those parts now were kept for me. If I was there, like she would give me the liver, I would be the one to eat the keys. Like she would call me to the kitchen when she's still cooking. She'd be like, "Hey, come. Hi, Anne, where's Anne?" And then I would sit by her. Everyone else is about their business, and we're just there in the kitchen. Now I don't know these. I just find them in class. I don't know anything. So even I actually talked about this same thing with someone just about I think 2 weeks ago. Someone tagged me in a post. It was calling for podcasters, and they were saying that it should be a woman who is very much in awareness of women's struggles. And for me, I felt like that's not my place. I love the money, but no.
But I think
that's not my place.
I feel like sometimes it's not that it's not your place, and that the fact you haven't gone through similar struggles as other women doesn't mean you don't have your own unique set of challenges or problems or whatever.
It gets to feel like I don't really understand the magnitude.
But you can't understand what you've not been through. It's not a bad thing to not understand.
Yeah.
You see, we have this saying in yoga, or in yoga philosophies, that one of the biggest, shall I say, barriers, let me call them barriers, or things that block you from, being your fullest enlightenment and all that, is called ignorance. And it's the first thing on the list. They're like 5, they're called the kleshas. And then there's ignorance, there is, resisting or holding on to things that are not true, or holding on to an idea of yourself. Like, there's a list. But the first one is ignorance. And it's called a willful ignorance.
Willful.
Like, that's one way you can, and it's called avidya. So it's like, I know this is a pen, but I refuse to acknowledge that this pen will help me write this thing. It sounds like a stupid example, but
but I understand.
You get where the thing is there and you choose not to acknowledge it. You willfully, you spend energy to not go that way. Which is how I feel sometimes even in feminism. It's like this thing should be something you know. You recognize it, you understand it. But for some reason, you're so actively against it. Why?
And you don't want to open your mind to it.
Why? You see? So, if you're coming to, just because somebody asks you to talk about women's struggles, find another woman who's gone through it. But don't feel that you're out of the conversation. Because
I feel like I'll misfire.
No, because your struggle is not the same. Because if that was the case, then we'll just all leave. I'll ask the Marxists be over here. Ask the liberals be over here. You see? Ask the survivors of rape be over here. Ask the who be over here. We'd all live in these cocoons and there would be no collaboration or no sense of community. So if you recognize that, by the way, I don't have the background or the things. Find somebody who can. Find somebody who does. And then have that conversation.
And,
so that
and bring them on.
And then you will learn and you'll be like, okay. And then you understand and then, And then you validate that there is somebody else's experience. It's not that theirs is a lie because they were refused to eat. You can't say, nobody can refuse you to eat because that was your need. You can't say, you should eat. Because that's not their reality. But your reality is that you could eat them. Their reality is that they couldn't.
Like, because I get in conversations,
those two things are true. We have to remember these two things
different experiences.
True. You see? But that doesn't invalidate any of them. It just means that this person needs to recognize, kumbe this chick could eat these things. And you're like, kumbe this chick couldn't. and accept that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you live a charmed life.
No, now for me, it gets me in a place of, I feel like I was living in a bubble, you know.
No, you were just living your life. You just didn't have the same things. I mean, it's like, can you imagine you growing up before you came to Nairobi? Before you saw certain things, they didn't exist in your mind space. You over there do fumpararol all day, every day.
Life is good.
Life is good. It's like, you know. So it doesn't mean that you're willfully saying that this did not happen.
Yeah.
It just did not happen to you.
That's
all.
Existence of both truths.
Exactly.
Ah.
So even it's the same thing even when like some men say, but me I'm a good one. People rape, but me I don't. So you must be lying when you call me a rapist.
Oh yeah.
But the truth is I was raped by a man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So regardless of how good you are, I view you as an immediate threat to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm saying you're the one who did it, but I view you as a threat to me. But now many men want to remove themselves and say, me I don't do those things. Me Abana, no, I'm not that person, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But you're invalidating the fact that some man somewhere did that to her.
The danger is in invalidation of someone's experiences.
Exactly. If a car hits you today, you will avoid cars. It doesn't mean every car on the road is the one that hit you.
You grow more cautious.
Exactly. The car can say, cars don't hit people because they have never hit anyone.
Yeah. Akoth, do you want to be treated like a man?
Oh, God. I want the rights. I want to enjoy the same rights. I want to enjoy, when it comes to equal pay, I want someone to look at my experience and not say, she's a woman, or A, B, C, D, or I want to have, not necessarily the same experiences, but I want to be able to live a wholesome life. Just like a regular, man would. I can't say, I would have said a white man, but yes, because ideally white men are...
won the lottery.
Because if I'm being honest, it's not working for black men. And we are here and we're just saying, I want to enjoy the same things. And maybe if enjoying the things, the white privileges of a white man are a stretch for now, can I enjoy the things the men around me are enjoying in the very least? And I'm saying a man there understands. I need a man to come from a place of understanding, maybe open enough to say, yes, I see that you're being paid lower than I am. Is this a conversation we can have together with the boss? A man who is willing to say, I am not going to work if she is not being paid what I'm being paid. We're doing the same job, we're at the same level, That's how, at the most basic level, that's what I want.
Stereotype number 7. Hey, we are too sensitive.
What does that mean?
Too sensitive.
Yeah, what does that
mean? What does that mean?
I think for them it feels like we want to check society all the time. We are attentive, we are cognizant of the dysfunction. This is me speaking as a woman, or maybe as a feminist. They don't want...
converted her.
I was afraid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a new member joining us. Please welcome Nabuguzi Kiwanuka to the camp of feminism.
Oh my goodness. You're a such a wild being. They want us to be cognizant of the dysfunctionalities. So when you check them, if I stood up and say, no, you're doing something wrong, they're quick to label us sensitive. They're quick to categorize that as sensitivity.
It's also the idea, on the flip side though, it's the idea of, I don't know how to put the whole gangster point scenario. There was a whole thing on Kenyan Twitter and on Facebook. I mean, the whole, if I do this thing, I'm losing my gangster points. If I appear to be feminine, I am losing my gangster points. If I hold a boda guy, I am losing my gangster. So the flip side of this is we are encouraging aggressive, violent men.
Yeah.
Men who are incapable of being in touch with their emotions. So while on the other side we're saying women are sensitive and they'll cry in the middle of a campaign and whatnot, ideally what happens is we are telling the people on the other side that you are, that's why it's apparently when you tell a man mama in English that would be that would be like the highest form of insult to a man, being told, yes, you stop acting like a woman. You're a vulnerable man. You express yourself, or a man gets raped, and we sit here and he's not even afraid to say things like that. After you get assaulted and you can't even say it as a man.
Oh, for some men, they're like, I would want to be.
No.
That's again another thing, stereotype.
Yeah, it's a stereotype.
It's
the thing that's saying men always want it.
Yeah. Exactly, that's where I was headed to.
They're just sitting there
I don't know if this is be too X-rated, but the idea, I heard someone the other day saying see, they got hurt. The thing is, what happens, not in the process of rape, is how the body functions is. Your body is going to resist at first, and then naturally you're going to get wet at some point. Doesn't mean you consented to
the nerves are the ones that responding.
It's the same thing with the man. We can sit here and say he wanted it, or naturally, since he's a man and a woman approaches him, he's supposed to want it.
The highest, have you seen the highest insult you can give to a woman is tell her as a man, I don't want you.
Yes.
Because even us we believe.
How dare he?
I'm giving you and you refuse.
Okay, now check this. There's a time I hit on a man.
Oh yeah.
Tell us.
You see this? You see the excitement and the way how she brought it up? That you can't do that.
You can't do that? Me, I'm so grateful.
But what would define hating?
No, I've hit on men a couple of times.
I've wooed them.
Yes, I have wooed men a couple of times. It's I'm one of those people. If I like,
I'm asking, have you?
I think I love you. Yes.
Yeah. So have I.
If I like someone or I like it, I will try it.
Yes.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? So on this specific one, I've only been rejected once. So on this specific one, no, that's not happening to me.
That's a good track record.
I was afraid my track record became on the stereotypes. But anyway, the stereotype that men are easy. Anyway, so this time I hit. I seriously pursued that man, and I'm ashamed. In a sense, no, I'm ashamed in a sense because when I first did that, this is not a very good thing. When I first did it, I think for a minute there I acted as a man. I reasoned like a man.
Oh.
So the first time
How exactly?
Here's the thing. I asked the guy out. Okay, he said, okay, sure. We went out. We had dinner, we had a conversation, and then okay. Of course, I didn't express my intentions that first night. I'm a lady. so anyway, like a couple of weeks later, I expressed my interest. And he said no. And he wasn't dating, he just wasn't,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't what he wanted, exactly. And I couldn't wrap that around for a minute. Like that, what you're saying, like, you seen? Have your eyes not beheld? Have your ears not? Yeah. And the idea of how could you say no to me?
Wow.
It moved to entitled. That's what I'm saying. I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
It moved to a place of me being entitled. You know, your classic man move after telling man no, a man imagines that you want to be hood someone. You need convincing, you know, so that happens. So when that first happened, I think I'm saying it wasn't a proud moment because I acted how your traditional man would.
Oh.
Yes. I tried again.
Yeah.
I gave it a couple of months. We were friends, you know.
Yeah,
maybe if I warm him up to the idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that would work.
You give the project more time.
Yes, I give it. I'm patient. Plus, I want it. But I didn't at the time remember just how disrespected I feel each time I tell a man no, and for some weird reason he keeps trying.
Keep coming back.
You know,
so it's very offensive for me.
It's very offensive, and it's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where were we? I just remembered. I shouldn't have said that out loud. That's like
this is a safe space.
It's a safe space.
But yes, I mean, we learn as we move, and yeah, and I think also for the most part is how he handled that situation may have taught me also how to handle people who just can't get it. Because usually for me, I got, you know how many times like you're like, I'll just ignore that one.
Yeah.
You know, that's why initially I was saying sometimes it's good to be angry. Anger sometimes is good. Anger gets things done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how he approached it, he was very clear. It's at this very moment in time, this is what I want, this is why you're not it, ABCD. Yes. And then
were you still offended?
I was like, you know, you went some, you lose some. It happened. It's life. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So it's just we learn, and I think it's experiences like that then opens you up to how the world functions and how human beings function, and how I think. I admire, for me, the one thing I admire about people sometimes is how their ability to be socially intelligent. I really admire socially intelligent people. Someone who will notice, this is the situation, this is how A and B feels, this is how this is supposed to be handled. I wasn't quite socially intelligent. And then, after that, you start looking at the world differently. You're like, okay. You know how someone, for example, you're having a conversation, say, with a trans or a queer person, and sometimes there's like you're talking about, I haven't experienced that, so I don't think I'm in the space to talk about it. Yes, I am all for let people who have been impacted with certain things talk about them. I mean, they're better placed for it.
That's what I actually feel
also,
like.
When you listen to these people, what maybe education maybe and self-radicalization, how it works is then you understand that this person is like this because of A, B, and C. These are the struggles of a trans person. These are the struggles of a trans sex worker. These are the struggles of a feminist. These are the struggles of someone, say, who was raped. This is gender-based violence. You know, and for me, generally, education is important, especially. I don't know what Marxism usually says. You can't organize without ideology, and part of ideology is you have to understand how things work and how the world works. What's going on around me? What are the structures? How are the structures affecting Amari? How are the structures affecting Nabuguzi? Almost okay. Almost there. Almost there. I will try that again. Nabuguzi. Yes. Oh man, this is hard. But I'm there. So yeah, it's just that understanding that changes everything, which is why I'm also saying, if you're going to bring men to the table, because to be honest, most men don't talk about feminism to other men. They're more comfortable talking about feminism to women.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes, ever so often. But can we get to that place where two men seated together can have a conversation about feminism? And that especially the men who, quote unquote, call, I'm not saying, maybe it's a thing, men being feminist. As a feminist man, okay, what does that look like? And from the point of how are you educating your fellow men? Because sometimes being an ally is being in that space where you also are a voice, you know? And even, back to liberals. Let them have it. So the thing about it for me is the model that's there now, even the NGO, how NGOs now function is, we're saying, let's bring grassroots women. Okay, and then you realize when they're talking about grassroots women, they're probably talking about Nairobi women or Kisumu women, and these women then fail to understand the scope of feminism from the point of view from a woman who stays, you know, in Kibera and or in my village, because the realities of my village are not the realities of a woman in Nairobi.
Yeah.
I pick the struggles of a Nairobi woman and I take it back to the village, and the woman is like,
what is that?
What is that?
Yeah,
those are not my struggles. You hear saying, ati equal pay. Kwanza kabisa, I do not have a job.
I don't
Let's
work.
start there.
You know.
Yeah.
You know. So you just can't pick Western or white woman problems and then use it the same solutions and try to cast them on a black woman and or a woman living in the village. These are different experiences. So what I'm then saying is, we are here, but we need to acknowledge the fact that you don't identify with that feminism because it doesn't speak to you.
Yeah.
I don't identify with it either because I believe in economics, emancipation first. At the heart of it for me, it's class struggle. And class struggle for me does not entirely involve me just being a CEO full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's acknowledging the fact that you're a literal proletarian woman. You know, at the most basic level, the working class, a woman working at a mine. What do those rights look like for her? You know.
Yeah.
I think I've been got off topic. I can never remember where I started.
We jumped. The conversation diverged from this point of we are too sensitive.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, here's the thing: we are not too sensitive. We are speaking our truth every other day, and half the time the only reason that truth is uncomfortable, it's because the idea behind our truth is to dismantle some of the structures. It's me going to work every day and saying, I mean, it's too cold in here, you know, can we have a heating system because I function but the same body temperature, the same temperatures that I work in, and a man work are totally different. It's me seated here and saying that, can we have separate bathrooms? You know, it's me seated here and waking up and saying, for example, a disabled woman, can we have bathrooms I can access?
Yeah.
So it's not me being sensitive. My realities just make you uncomfortable because from where you're seated, implementing the solutions to my realities would involve you going out of your way.
Yeah.
And that's not me being sensitive. That's me insisting that I need to be functional within this system. I mean, the whole point is essentially of capitalism. There wouldn't be actual capitalism if it didn't ride on the backs of women. We have to reproduce. Capitalism needs labor, and women have to reproduce every other day. And I have to wake up every day as, say, a woman who has a husband. And the husband say, I decided maybe as a woman that I do not want to work. Let's not say impose the idea of a woman has to go to work.
Yeah.
Say as a woman who decided I don't want to go to work. Okay. What then? That's labor every single day. But the government or the state doesn't consider it waged labor.
Yeah.
is unwaged, and I wake up every day and help my husband be a good capitalist. He goes every day to work, building the nation. Without me, the laundry, and me making sure he's back home comfortable, he suffered the whole day of capitalism. I need to prepare him for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where is my place in that system?
Nowhere.
I am not sensitive. I just want to be an active part of the democratization of the system.
But then that also brings me to the question. I mean, if you're saying we are too sensitive, have you taken time to understand why we are too sensitive? That's a question that when you're coming up with a stereotype, ask yourself why.
Is it the person who is demonstrating the sensitivity or the person who is experiencing the sensitivity?
The person who wants to talk about it should be the one to ask themselves why they are so quick to come up with that.
Essentially, that's what I'm understanding is, if you are telling me I'm too sensitive about something, why do you feel I'm being overly sensitive? Let's throw a spanner in the works.
Because I feel like there are very many chances that someone could choose to be blind to what's before me.
Let me tell you
It's the
something.
same thing that you've been talking about, the other different people's experiences.
It's just to silence me.
Yeah.
You come here and tell me I'm sensitive because...
Okay, yes. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Silencing, yes. So if you should point, then I'll leave that.
So, like, in the sense that if you tell me I'm too sensitive, it means I'm being overreactionary. It's like, this is not a big deal, man. This is a simple issue. Why am I making a big deal out of it?
It's a way of dismissing someone's experience.
Yeah.
The thing I want to bring about is when it is no longer advantageous, or when it is advantageous for me, then you are being sensitive. For example, if every day, let's say, there's construction going on around Nairobi.
Yeah.
And they'll be digging trenches and whatever, and all that. Yeah. So, I want to go to work in the morning. But the usual place I walk in through has like a whole ditch built across.
Yeah.
So I have to walk an extra,
Yeah.
let's say how many, 100, 200, 500 meters to go from the other end because there's construction here. Construction must be done. Very valid.
Yeah.
So, if I have to be annoyed by that because I have to walk an extra 500 meters. The person who's doing the building will say, I'm being too sensitive. Can't you not see I'm building? Can you not see I'm building? So walk around. I mean, is it so terrible if you walk around 500 meters? Can't you not see I'm building here?
Yeah.
Because they have a job to do and they're doing it. And you wanting them to put a ramp over here, is this going to annoy them? Or make them to be destabilized or to have to cater for another thing? You see?
Yeah.
So you're valid. You have to go an extra 5 minutes that you don't need to. Yet somebody can just put a board across. So why are they not putting that board?
Putting the solution.
Because right now it works in their favor.
Yeah.
So they can finish up and get out of here. And when they are done, then you can do the thing you want to do. You see?
Yeah.
Same thing with feminism. Why you guys all on my case about equal pay? I'm not the one who pays you. Why are you on my case? If you want equal pay, go and ask for it. Then when you go and ask for it,
Is the environment favorable for us to ask for it?
that is another question.
That's a question.
Because there are two schools of thought here.
Yeah.
One is that if you're a feminist, you should have the agency to go and demand for what your rights.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're in a feminist environment, then the person listening to you must then put in place structures that allow you to do this. And that's why there's always been that push and pull. Is it called affirmative action or what?
Yeah.
Creating spaces just for the sake, because you just want women there.
But there are also,
you see,
there are some.
So there's wisdom in that,
lady?
and there's a certain robbing of power in that.
Yeah.
You see, it works for us and against us. So if
double-edged sword.
Exactly. If I know that I have a space and I can get it just because I'm a woman, then the man is sidelined and it's like, because I'm not a woman, I can't get it.
Yeah.
And that will piss him off. If you're a man feeling that, welcome to a woman's life.
Ouch.
Imagine having that, not only in the workplace, but in your home, in your life, in your everywhere.
In church.
And that doesn't mean I'm saying suffer in silence, because I also don't want that. I don't want to continue suffering in silence. What that means is that makes you, give you a very, very unique insight into what it is women are dealing with.
On a daily basis.
When you feel that you can't get that post, because it is specifically created for a woman, and you know you can do
it. Yeah.
And do it perhaps better than that woman.
Yeah.
Welcome to the game. You see?
Yeah.
So it has to be that thing. If I am worthy enough, whether that space is inviting or not, and again back to your point on safety and having that space where I can speak without having that maybe backlash at me.
Yeah.
I would say continue taking risks.
Yeah.
Because again, we've been socialized for so long to say, Maize, don't cause ripples, don't cause waves, don't, just do your thing.
Yeah.
Don't disrupt anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's been so ingrained into us that even when we need to disrupt for a valid cause, even us, we see ourselves as, you know, it's just a classic case. We're over there having tea in the office, and because the chick went and then she went and told the boss she needs a raise, she got one. She's like, "Kwani yako na nini? What does she have? Are we not people? Are we not women? Why can't you ever get a raise?" And you didn't ask for one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. For so long as, to add to your point, for so long as it doesn't damage your safety, and even if you feel like there's a safety issue and you can somehow get around it, do whatever it is you can. Even if you feel unprepared to ask for that raise, even if you feel unprepared to speak up, even if that is the case, try your best to do something. If you feel you're safe enough to do so, do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Nike.
If it gets bad, just do it. Because you don't know what ripple effect
the domino
that
effect
might have. It might do nothing. It might just be all politicking and, oh my gosh, as an organization we believe in the value that
yeah.
Maybe it's just PR. But make sure they're hard, because eventually in time, the more you do it, the more it's like, okay, this is our thing. Then everyone, even because this one knows, hey, this chick will come asking me again about this thing. So next time I'm creating this post, let me just get rid of it in this next post so I don't have to hear from this one.
Yeah.
Just like that story in the Bible, the widow who kept going to the judge.
Yeah.
She just kept nagging him. But I was like, you know what? I'm done. I can't be annoyed anymore.
Yeah.
Just sort out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can just keep doing that, wherever we are feeling
I'm
safe
nodding
enough
my head meanwhile to this widow in the Bible, and I don't know her. Like, I keep getting embarrassed about the Bible on this podcast. I keep getting embarrassed every time. You need to tell me after the episode.
But yeah, there's a story in the Bible that there is a widow. It's a parable. There is a widow.
Oh yeah.
And she went to there was this judge, and this judge, in fact, in the Bible it says, he neither fear God nor man. Like him, he was just living his best life.
The king.
Yeah, no, the judge.
Oh, the judge.
But this woman had been wrong, and she said, give me my justice, give me my justice, give me my justice. And she would pester, and she would keep going every day, give me my justice, give me my justice. He would say, no, you know what? Give me my justice, give me my justice. So because she annoyed him so much to the point like, I'm just not, I don't want to hear from you anymore. So to shut you up, I'll do what you want.
Oh yeah.
So he gave her the justice. You know?
Yeah.
The same thing, I think the other parable that was like, if there's a neighbor, somebody is knocking at your house when you've gotten to sleep. It's like, I'm asleep. You come tomorrow, I'll give you your bread tomorrow. It's like, but because he's your neighbor and you know he'll keep banging, just wake up and give him the bread so you can go back to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it might sound that's coming from the wrong place, but I don't think we have the luxury of it coming from the right place in order for it to cause change. In some cases, these are things that must happen. And you're either with it or you're not.
It's the same thing that Akoth said, that it's important for us to be angry.
Be angry.
Yeah.
Go every day. If you go today and ask you if you have that valid, and then also remember to have back your case up. These are my credentials.
Yeah.
This is what I've done for your organization. This is what I need to have happen. You need to add me my salary to this much.
Yeah.
If he won't listen, my friend, how many of his competitors up there, or that business's competitors, will
They need you.
My friend, jump out, go do your thing. Where you are appreciated, you will grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It brings us to the very last one. The very last stereotype. Stereotype number 8. Okay, thank you for the drum. Men who are feminists are either soft or gay.
Men who are feminists are sexy AF.
Woo! AF. My mother was asking me what AF meant.
Insert the blanks. And I don't mean those the performative ones who are feminists because they know that will get them chased.
For the media.
Yeah. I mean those who are
yeah.
honestly like, as Akoth was saying, they're actual allies. They're like, hey,
They stand with us.
Or they'll be like, hey, you can't treat that chick like that. Like, those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Akoth.
I am one for let's deconstruct gender.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, it's you know how initially we were saying how the whole idea of gangster points. It's telling men you can't be this, be this.
Yeah.
The same way we have told women what to be for as long as we can remember. You can't be this, be that.
Yeah.
And think about, I don't know what we mean by feminine exactly. What is feminine? Who defined what femininity is anyway? But
It's a construction. It's a social construct.
Yeah, because if you think about it, even in the animal kingdom,
It's a social
the females are the more
construct.
aggressive
Yes.
ones, the really- So where do we get our idea?
It's a social construct.
so the idea is, so maybe let's go back a bit. For as long as I can remember, okay, I used to struggle with gender expression. In the sense that remember not remember. That was a different conversation.
What do you mean?
Oh yes, you can refer to the previous episode, of course.
So I used to be a tomboy for the most part of my high school life.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still technically am. But I've always found it difficult to quote unquote be feminine, you know, in the strict sense of how they expect us to express our womanhood, where they stress, be dainty, be a lady.
Yeah.
You know, you need to, when you can, if you can, do your makeup once in a while, or ABC, you know. It's not, smile, you know, be likable.
Oh my
be
goodness.
whatever with, so that men can like.
For all the for the list for the things that you've mentioned so far, I'm nowhere.
So it's all those things, and then you realize I am in this space where I can be masculine and I can be feminine. Depends what day it is.
Yeah.
You know, but largely. When I'm talking about, say, gender expression, most people can translate it to, say, clothes. Okay? How do I dress up?
Yeah.
When you see a man dressed up in a dress, what do people usually say about that?
Yeah.
I just had to answer that question because I love drag queens.
Oh my God! I can't be we can have a whole cultural linear backtrack. Oh, anyway, that's for another day. So
something that I really tried when I'm married. I'm married is a challenge to me.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So yes, I'd say someone who struggled with gender expression. I'm largely for gender fluidity.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just talk. Let's just forget what everyone else is saying. If a man wants to wear pink, wear the fuck out of pink. If I decide today I want to be all dressed up, wake up and do it. Okay, but I think what they're referring to there about femininity in this case perhaps might be on an emotional level or maybe on a behavioral level.
Behavioral, I guess.
Something happens to a man and he's not allowed to cry. You're told, be a man, men don't cry, You go to school, say someone, if someone says something, punch them, don't cry.
Yeah.
By all means, do not cry. You will appear weak. But we're here also seated here and saying, that's a really bad stereotype for me. Especially when we're saying they are gay.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
They're happy and jolly.
They're actually
No, it's not
what they're going
that
to
also puts gay people into this tiny box. Like we're saying gay people express themselves like this.
yeah.
are supposed to be.
You're saying gay men have to be, oh my God. That is not the case all the time. I mean, there are people who choose to express themselves, and sometimes it's looked down upon. You go to some places in the city and you see how gay people are treated, and you're like, we forget sometimes that gay people also have actual rights. They're human beings at the end of the day. When we're seated here and talking about, feminism, blah, 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 half the time we imagine at the end of the day that it's just about the women. No, it's not. For example, the male escorts.
Yeah.
What do we have for them? Like, do we sit down sometimes and say, these are the rights that say are supposed to be enjoyed by them? They're supposed to enjoy all these rights. But if up to this very minute, the people I know, gay people, who when they go to the hospital, they can't access care. And it's just so messed up. And if you as a gay person, you're there expressing yourself, you're just being yourself, people are like, that's disgusting. Here's the thing. Now, I need you to give me an answer. Have you ever seen two gay people kissing outside of a movie? In this country? In your country?
No.
Like a peck, yes.
No.
But it was like in a very private situation. It wasn't like in public.
How many hetero couples have you seen kissing?
Oh my gosh, hetero.
Okay, okay.
Do you say hetero?
You
say hetero?
No, as in there's so many.
You have to.
For me, it's
all over.
I think it's not something that you see with the naked eye commonly.
People kissing.
Yeah.
Okay, then let me go back to film. That's another problem. The fact that you have not seen actual human beings. It's a problem for me. Let's just move. Let's colonize this.
I think I need to experience life more. What is this? I've just noticed I've not seen.
No, actually, you're not the problem.
It's not you.
You're not the problem here. It's the fact that we cannot express our love the way we want to express our love. And I mean, it's worse for gay people. I mean, that your safety is in danger. If you kiss a man out there, people will just be like, get a room.
Get a room.
What behavior is this in front of people?
Yeah.
That's the worst in it, probably.
Yeah, that's the worst case scenario for you. But for a gay person, not so much. But then now we move to the point of, have you seen people kissing in a movie?
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of movies where gay people are kissing?
Yeah.
A lot compared to hetero people?
Not compared. If you compare, it's like
when you go to the comparison,
miles apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you, I don't know, I wanted to bring it down to, have you seen African films where gay people are kissing?
Wait.
barely.
So here's the thing. For me, what I believe is how most norms, how we debunk or get rid of some of these things is by having conversations around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If a young gay person has never seen, apart from white people or this cast where they randomly these days just drop gay characters, a young gay, say, teenage boy somewhere in Ahero, he has never seen two people kissing.
Yeah.
What does that look? What does that then say? Are there no gay people? Are people not allowed to do these things where I come from? What does my safety feel like when I eventually say, come out? You know? So it then means your realities are not exactly represented. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Which then also brings us to the idea of emotional, whatever, vulnerability.
Yeah.
To be a fully wholesome, functional human being, you need to connect to people. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why GBV keeps happening is the idea that men have to be aggressive. You've grown up so many times. Sometimes a man is told that, I don't know, kitambo, you know, how they used to say men just used to beat women to, you know.
To do what?
Put you in line, discipline.
To keep you on your toes.
Yes.
Keep you on your toes.
Mm-hmm. So it used to be really common up until very recently, and half of it is because we are telling men, telling someone to be aggressive is basically encouraging violence.
It is.
I can't connect with you on a personal level without me asserting power. I have to constantly assert power, and funny enough, the only way they think they can do that is by being either aggressive or either being violent and
dismissive or withdrawing.
Yes. Or mimi. Tell a woman what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You're deeply in love with a woman, but sometimes you're like,
I can't say it.
What would I look like? How am I expressing my romance, for example? You know? I don't know. So it's just we have dysfunctional people left, right, center, and we're encouraging it day by day through very stupid phrases. You know, stop being a woman. A woman is being too sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, stop acting like a gay person or whatnot without necessarily understanding what the environment looks like. And that's very problematic.
I think people need to just... Why the connotations? Why you can't be what you are? It's really a sad... It's really sad and almost even like heartbreaking. Because it's hard enough for quote-unquote cisgender, heterosexual, whoever, just to be themselves, love themselves.
True.
And then you add on that, oh my gosh, I happen to be attracted to somebody of the same sex or the same gender or the same whatever. Now you've even compounded it.
Yeah.
Why are you so interested in who's shagging who? Leave people to their peace.
You know, Akoth, you've talked about the part of disconnect. And for someone who is so much into emotional intelligence, I've come to understand that emotions are fluid. Like someone said they are motions in motion. Something like that. No, they are energies in motion. Like you cannot run away from them. You cannot suppress them. So you find that when you went as far as GBV, now this is really taking us away from the stereotypes. When you went as far as GBV, you get to realize that men are conditioned right from childhood that they're supposed to be disconnected from themselves. I keep giving this example to the people that I talk to, that we're going to have 2 kids before us. I actually talked about it. We're going to have 2 kids before us. Both of them are 2-year-olds. There is a girl and there is a boy. Both of them are going to be out there in the field and they will fall. Both of them will fall and graze their knees. But you'll find that many of us who are seated here watching them are going to stand and run for the girl. You know? It's okay. You know, it's okay. Do not cry. You're going to be fine. And what do we tell the boy?
It's okay.
Be a man. Boys don't cry. From the age, men don't cry, meanwhile. From the age of 2. We are conditioning men to disconnect from themselves. They understand the way how they can. The only way their energies can be in motion is through violence. And what? Basically violence.
It's violence and withdrawal. I think
and then we leave them with so many volatile emotions inside, and that's the only thing they can express. So when we talk about, as we talk about the GBV, and the guys have to be on board, even us as parents. You know, I think it's dangerous when you learn stuff. You start seeing everything.
It's easier when you don't know.
Yeah,
it's easier when you don't know because
I cringe
you can get away with it.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, my nephew was crying. It's a baby. They had immunized him, and he was the world was falling apart for him. And then when she was carrying him, he can't speak. He was like 2 months old, I think, or 4 months old, I don't remember. And she was like, "You're a man." I was like, "No, please don't say that." Like I was quick, like, "Please, no, don't say that. Let him cry. Let's stay awake. Like, it's okay, but don't because before this person can even speak, we're already telling them you are a man." And they start bottling up emotions. And then what do we get out of it? The effects that we're fighting now.
Things are thick, I'm telling you.
We can go on and on. The conversations never end surrounding these sensitive topics.
I think one last thing I'll add in regards to that thing of saying that men who are feminists or support feminism must be gay, is that I don't understand why that if you show solidarity with what is right, that labels you as the wrong thing. I think, if I'm still organizing my thoughts, because it's like most men are quick to say, you know, I have my sister, I have my mother, I love them, I would never, blah, 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 blah. But because you're a stranger, I can get away with it. You see? So how come nobody calls you gay for fighting for your mother's rights, for your sister's rights? But if you fight for this other woman, you must be gay.
But maybe...
Why?
Go on. Why?
Yeah, because... And then why is it that being gay, especially for more quote-unquote, for lack of a better word, feminine presenting homosexuals, they are the ones who bear the brunt of like, hey, Maze, well, how dare you choose to act like a woman? Like, but you're a man. How dare you choose to act like a woman? Like, why is it such an insult? Why is it such a terrible thing for you to exhibit quote-unquote feminine qualities of being understanding, of connecting with your emotions, of being okay to feel sad, to feel happy, to feel... Like, people are so happy they can't even hug each other.
But they do. Have you seen those guys?
No, they do that
soccer.
The chest thing.
A friend, they fall into each other, they carry each other.
But you see, there it's like in a environment. That's okay.
Double standards.
But that's what I'm saying. When it's something else, like if your friend, these guys in a football match will not keep their hands off each other. But if that guy comes and tells him, I have lost my entire family, my wife did this, or she went with all of her property and blah, 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 they just go, hey man.
Wow.
Like if I get a plan, I'll let let you know what's up.
Normalizing
and I
suppression.
There's a need for the logical problem solving.
Yeah.
But people are not equipped to deal with their emotions. And because you're not equipped to deal with your emotions, any way you deal with them is the enemy. If you cry, you're weak. If you do this, you're that. You do this, you're that. We need to get away from that.
Yeah.
We need to learn. People need to learn how to process.
We need to deconstruct that.
Process what you're feeling. Because if you don't, it will come out somewhere. It leaks out somewhere.
At a wrong time.
And when you least expect it, it will leak out somewhere. Look at it. Male suicide rates. I think, if I'm not wrong, suicide right now is the next to heart disease is the number one killer. Or is it the first or the second?
I don't remember the statistics.
You have no tools to process your emotions such that the only way is to be like, it's a wrap. Even when you kill yourself, people will say he was weak.
Yeah.
So even in your death, you can't get out from under that rock. Surely. Have some compassion.
Because,
have some processing mechanism. Yeah.
I mean, people talk about even the suicide rates as something they connect to the violent expression of emotions. Because there isn't a better way. Why don't I just, shoot myself?
But it's also a matter of control. I mean, if I've been told that I am the one to control the situation, I am the man, I have to give the guidance here.
Yeah.
And now, for whatever reason, I feel like I can't process this thing.
Yeah.
What is available to me? Is it not saying violence?
Yeah.
That's my friend, that's my ally, that's who's been there for me since that day I fell in the field and nobody came.
Yeah.
As they say, utalia peke yako kwa choo, like just cry by yourself in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
That's what they tell each other. Or they say like, when things happen like that, you just go and cry by yourself in the room and go on.
Wow.
Or say, and this person.
Be on your own.
Essentially, yeah. That even the people close to you, and that's why I'm saying it's not always aggression; it's also withdrawal.
Yeah.
Because you'll find with many men, they've now come to a point where they've realized violence is not the thing, which is in itself a kind of a win, because at least the prevalence of, at least in the upcoming generation, of somebody hitting you has to get to certain extremes. It's not, and I hate using this word, it's not as easy to do as it was before. I hate using that word, but for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah.
So this person now, I've been told I have to keep my emotions in, I have to be aggressive. So I can't hit the person, or I can't do it. So what do? I withdraw.
Yeah.
Because I can't do anything with my fists, I withdraw. And that now becomes a thing for me. Because now I can't talk about my feelings. What are you doing talking about your feelings like some gay man? How?
Yeah.
You can't process them. You can't go for counseling. Why are you telling other people your business?
It's weak.
Yeah? Why are you showing your weakness out here? Don't show them. They should never see you sweat.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, in as much as there is feminism and meaning and all this, let's be human and let's be there for each other.
Let's be human.
Let's be there for each other.
Yeah.
How we express that through the different spaces that we are in, feminist, equal rights, equal pay, even whichever case may be.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe you can call yourself a feminist and get away with statements like telling somebody, a man who expresses this is Yeah, we'll revoke your feminist card. Hashtag revoke. But jokes aside, let's be mindful.
Akoth, how would you sign out?
Let's be communists. No, seriously. I feel like the only way we are going to ever get to that place where the world works for everyone is when we start critically looking at political structures and deconstructing the state as it is right now.
Yeah.
Because states and governments are not working together with their machinery, that they're not working.
Yeah.
So how about we get to this place where, for example, the economy can work for everyone, not just the few, privileged few who have accumulated enough wealth for it. So let's all also be feminists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us all be feminists.
Let's all be feminists.
So the way how I've been looking at this point when we talked about, oh my goodness, this was in the very first part of the conversation, point 4, when we were talking about chivalry, and I think it was Akoth or Mari who came up with it, where you were like, men feel like women are supposed to be protected. But then, protected from what?
From other men.
Can you fix yourself? Can the society fix itself? Whereby we don't need to, let's just be in peace. We don't need to feel like we have to be protective of another gender. Can you fix ourselves?
I think if you look at it from cause and effect,
Mm-hmm.
and I say this, why do we have workshops or programs that teach women to avoid rape?
And men are not doing the work.
We're not told to stop raping.
Yeah.
You cause the thing from not the symptom, from the cause, the actual.
We're going to the branches instead of the roots.
Yes. You want to stop rape?
Go to the
Stop
root,
raping.
the grassroots.
Simple as that. You
Yeah.
can sugarcoat it whichever way you want. The only way rape stops when somebody doesn't rape.
So we need to fix ourselves as
Fix
society.
ourselves. I agree. Everything. It makes complete sense. It makes actual complete sense.
The
But we want to take
perpetrators.
ourselves out and be like, I'm the exception to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the ego it takes to tell yourself that it's okay for me to do terrible things.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
So much.
How? And that just goes across the board. As a human being, you have to accept the truth that, by the way, you're not all that.
Mm-hmm.
Even me, I'm not all that. By the way.
Mm-hmm.
And where I am lacking, until I confront that, things don't move.
Yeah.
And for so long as people are not willing to confront that part of themselves, by the way, we'll just keep tiptoeing around the same thing until it blows up in our faces. It will just keep happening. And which is why I like Akoth's point of that social intelligence of knowing that even as a man,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I shout off the rooftops that it's not me. But if I know it's happening and I'm allowing it to happen,
That's where the problem is.
and you don't want to tell the guy to stop doing that because apparently the boys will be on your case.
Yeah.
Who, God forbid, that the boys should not go out for drinks with you anymore.
Yeah.
How terrible for you. I want to pretend to feel you, but unfortunately I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have chosen your comfort.
You've chosen
You're
silence
comfortable.
in times of turbulence.
Because you're not the perpetrator. You're the lookout. You're the getaway driver.
Mm-hmm.
You're complicit.
Accessory after fact.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of this lengthy conversation. An important conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in the previous episode, I am not taking any particular lesson. I'm taking the whole podcast. Okay, yes, I take the whole podcast. I always do that. I'm taking the whole episode. I'm taking both episodes. Because this was a masterclass. I needed it. We all need it. We all need to understand what feminism is about. And yeah, I'm not going to redo that thing. I'm not going to redo the lessons or class that we had. So for now, I just want to thank you for tuning into another episode of Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. If you loved what you heard, make sure you subscribe to Nabuguzi Kiwanuka in your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends. Let them know that they need this virtual space. Also, feel free to share what connected with you on social media and be sure to tag us. We are at Nabuguzi Kiwanuka on Facebook and Instagram and on Twitter. Our handle is at HTNK Podcast. Asian Case, caps lock, and podcast is in small case, but it's all one word. You can also reach us on our email, asiankpodcast@gmail.com. I have a feeling, I think all emails are in small case. You're not going to email me in caps lock. Yeah. Our email is asiankpodcast@gmail.com. Your reviews are welcome, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Until then, be a better version of yourself. Keep working on yourself. Do the work. And we will see you. I will lounge with you in the last episode of this month. Next week. Don't forget to tune in.